If your parents stood or stand for the truth of God and live it out with humility and grace, what a gift from God. Boy, you are a blessed person. Some of you right now are thinking, I'm in that category. I am really blessed that my daddy lives for Jesus. And Mom, look at me. Don't ever take that for granted. Thank God for it. Now, if your parents instilled within you very early on the fear of God and the love of God, what a balance. If their respect of God inspired your soul to do the same, if their faith has encouraged your walk with Christ as you've observed them, what a gift. Now, there it is. It's being passed on. Now, let me just be quick to make this disclaimer. I think I've known some of the godliest men and women that have instilled the same type principles that you did into their children, and their children went astray. All I can say is this. You can rest your head on the pillow at night to know that under God you did your best to instill truth within their life. And there does come a point in their life where they have a choice to make as to what they're going to do with what you instilled within their life. Don't spend the rest of your life beating yourself up if you've done the best you can to instill that truth. But remember this, never stop. Keep right on instilling. Now remember, as James Dobson said, when our children are young, they follow our advice. And by the way, look at me. They better. But as they grow older, they follow our example. There is a shift. As children get older, there's a shift from what you say to them and what you show them. It moves from exhortation to emulation. Thank God for the church's ministry to our children and our youth. However, we're here to help complement the ministry of the home. And there's an exception. There's children and teenagers whose parents don't attend church, and they come, and we have to be a role model. We have to sort of try to do for them what their home is not even capable of doing until they come to know Christ as well. Well, what do I wish my children and youth in particular to see me do in the home? I want my children to see me enjoy and live out my faith. I enjoy living for Jesus. I really do. I'll just be honest. I'm a happy. Number two, here's what I want to do. I want my children to see me pray with them and for them and with their mother. Let me tell you what else I want them to see. I want them to see me trust God with life's challenges. I want my children to see me love others from every walk of life. I want them to see me loving the poor. I want them to not see me hobnobbing because somebody is wealthy or is very influential in the status they have in this city or this nation or this country. But I want them to see me loving other people. I want them to see me forgive and ask for forgiveness. If they saw me raise my voice at their mother, and let's do the math. Of course they have. But I'd like to say, sweetie, what I said to mama was not right. I did not represent Jesus, and I've asked Jesus to forgive me, and mama, and I want you to forgive me. I want my kids to know that Pastor Johnny can say, I am sorry. I want my children to see me do the right thing. Pastor, have you always done the right thing? Come on in, let's just sit down. This is a good one. No. They've seen me get angry. They've seen me say something I wish I'd not said. We'll all do that. Come on, we're human, and we're also flesh, and that's going to be redeemed one day. But I'm not using it for an excuse. What I know is God lives in me, and when God tells me I responded wrong, it takes a big man and a big woman to admit it to your children and admit it to them. Man, I don't want to start down a way. I'll tell you, you can get on a slippery slope. You can start going in a certain way and responding wrong, and if you don't start making those wrongs right, after a while, that will become the normal tenor of your life. I want my children to see me generous. Generous. I want them to see me being a generous man. Here's a question. Have you loved on your parents and thanked them lately for their gift of sincere faith? And then listen to this statement. Well, I have a hard time, Pastor, doing what you are saying to do because I never had that in my own life. That's not a prerequisite. I could say my father. I could say maybe Mary, but count on one hand time I ever had Dad embrace us and say, I love you. But let me tell you something. For the last 36 years, I've got a heavenly Father that has overwhelmed me with the unconditional, perfect love of God himself. And I want to try, by the grace of God, to emulate that love and to be able to say to people. And it's just, I can't hardly close an email to anyone I respond to without saying, love you, brother, love you, sis, know you're loved. I mean, God has just worked in my life. Truth, nothing would grieve me as much as knowing that my children did not see me as real.